Dogman. He resides in more places than you would think, not just the Deep South or in Michigan. Welcome back to another Brookestirr Watches. Today we're going to be diving into the world of Dogman. A lot of you have asked me to do content or find some evidence of Dogman in locations where you are from. So that's what I tried to do today. Thank you for all the likes, shares, subscribes, comments. You guys made my day. Thank you for all the birthday wishes. Y'all are amazing. Make sure you check out all of the links in the description box below. That's where I cite all of my sources for the videos, art, etc. Now, without further ado, let's go ahead and take a walk into the forest. This first one is called The 7 Types of Dogman by Matt Squatch Presents. So make sure you go down to the link below, give it a like, okay?
Let's jump into it and take a look at the different types.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
One of the things that separates these two into categories with 7 different types of them is the first category has a more man-like leg with a plantigrade with a flat foot on the ground and a normal length foot and a knee. And then the second type has more of the extended forepaw with a digigrade type with the knee protruding out front and the back acting like a second hinge. Now the first human type one you will see is tall, lean with a strong baboon type. The second one is more with like a chow-like head where the snout doesn't come out as far but has big, strong, powerful teeth. And then the other one you see that look more like a Sasquatch with a muzzle, like the Beast of 7 Shoots. Now, I think these are all different varieties of what some people refer to as a Gugwe or a Type 3 Bigfoot. Now, I know with the different types of Bigfoot, people put them in different orders, and it doesn't really matter as long as they're all included in there. And these may be even juvenile species and subspecies of others, or offshoots, just kind of like how people can look radically different. So I think these might be all different variants of what we would refer to as a Gugwe in different points. Now, the second group of dogmen people are seeing are the more canine-like, where they have that dog-like leg with the extended forepaw. The first type's the type 1. It looks more like a standing timber wolf. They don't have a huge broad shoulders, but they're like an upright walking dog, very unnatural. The second type is more like an upright standing hyena, a little bit bigger shoulders, terrible, more round ears and big nasty fangs. Hyenas are nasty animals. I can't even imagine putting it into like a dog-like form. And the third type I think is kind of your quintessential with the really pointy ears, the very broad shoulders, a very strong body and a narrow waist. These are kind of what you think of the real demonic, although I think they're all pretty evil.
Yeah.
And then there's type 4 people talk about, the extremely large head, more of a soldier type, but maybe not quite as big as body.
Terrifying.
Now here's a famous photo of a car backing up.
That last one right there, I think that's the that's the one right there that was scared the most out of me. Well, the next to last one and the last one. Those two are the most frightening in my opinion. Well, I mean, seeing a hyena looking one ain't gonna be nice either. Good God, look what I paused on. Jesus. Hold on, I'm just writing a time down. Okay, let's continue.
And you can see the Dogman in there, reportedly in a rearview mirror, or bear man as they're referred to. And this is, I think that's a good example of what a classic Dogman might possibly look like, one of the varieties. And then you can see here's a picture of the Beast of 7 Shoots. I think this is more of like your human Sasquatch-like variety.
Yeah.
This is a pretty good example. Now, these photos, I know the 7 Shoots photo pretty well, and I know that's real, but the backup one there and the light camera, if that's fake, whatever. But anyway, it's a good representation of what we're talking about, of the dog-like in the first photo and the more Sasquatch-like in the second photo. So this is pretty much it. There's different types of Dogmen, so if you hear encounters of it look like a couple just regular dog, German Shepherd wolves standing up, or if you hear it looked 14 feet high with super broad shoulders and a super narrow waist, but had a dog-like leg. People are reporting all those. To me, all this stuff's very fascinating, very terrifying at the same time. Don't think too much about it. It'll keep you up at night. Anyway, if you think I deserve it, please hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Please give this video a like. Leave a comment. Thank you very much, and stay safe in the woods, folks.
Yes, that was very informative. Thank you so much, Matt. Please go give Matt a like and a subscribe. I'm doing it right now as we speak. Okay, guys, speaking of Anubis, I wanted to throw Anubis in here because he was apparently the first Dogman, well, as people say, and I think so as well. But, and I might get some hate in the comments for this, I think Anubis is a good guy. The actual Anubis, okay? That's all I'm going to say, but I'm pretty sure Anubis is a good guy, and I'm going to stick with that. So, all right. So this one is called Anubis Dogman Link, The Ancient Secret Revealed by Curious Far. Please go give it a like, okay? These are always down in the description box below, all the links, okay?
Deep within ancient woods, where time holds its breath, a shadowy sentinel lurks. What secrets does it guard? When and how did it emerge from the shrouds of history? With the form of a man and the head of a canine, it haunts the dark corners of our world. Could it be a guardian or spirit born of ancient magic? Our journey takes us from the woods to a land of sand and stone, where the magnificent pyramids stand as monuments to a civilization steeped in mystique. In the annals of ancient Egypt, there was Anubis, a deity with the head of a jackal and the body of a man. Revered and feared, he was the guardian.
Lowercase g, okay? God of the universe, God, Yahweh, made everything. So please keep that in mind, okay?
But as historians unraveled the threads of the past, they stumbled upon cryptic texts and illustrations suggesting something deeper, something older than ancient Egypt itself. These texts spoke of a sorcery that bled through the epics, a magic so ancient it predated even the pyramids. From these forgotten evil spells, an unholy terror emerged. In the haunting embrace of the forest, a spine-chilling colossus unveils itself. Eyes aglow with an eerie yellow light, cutting through the shroud of darkness. It is not alone in its mysterious existence, but belongs to an ancient continuum of beings that have silently journeyed alongside humanity. Throughout the world, in the hush of the night, in forgotten woods, and even in the shadows of bustling cities, these beings emerge. In modern times, those who have experienced the chilling presence of these creatures have named them Dogmen. Though few are physically harmed by the Dogmen, many are left terror-stricken, teetering on the edge of sanity. With their jackal-like features and humanoid stature, could the Dogmen be the same mystical beings as Anubis, the revered Egyptian guardian? Through the world, people stand bravely defiant against the Dogmen. As the Dogmen are swallowed by the swirling mists, their reign of terror persists, like an ancient song that refuses to fade. What kind of primeval spellcraft could have stirred them into existence? And to this day, might they still be bound to their sinister ancient progenitors?
So this one right here is for Miss Catherine. She wanted a Mississippi Dogman. Now, I couldn't find one close enough where she wanted, but I will still do some research, Catherine, okay? Let's listen to Dogman in Mississippi by Dixie Cryptid. And please go give this video a like.
Beast stopped feeding, and all movement that I could see the second before through the honeysuckle vines got real still. I took 2 or 5 more short steps back, and it raised up and it looked right at me. Its head now above the tangled vines, and I saw its true size. Before, it had been running in a low position. Now it was on 2 legs. I should have drawn my bow. I should have run. I should have...
Oh my God, that is a terrifying picture. But as we go back to the other video that we learned that the ones in Mississippi and along that area do look like the ones with the snouts and do have like the upwards, and I think they run both ways. Well, I think all of them can run both ways. I'm not sure about that. But like, yeah, I mean, these Mississippi sightings they're coexisting together. I mean, it's making sense. You know what I'm saying? Like the sightings and the actual physical descriptions of what they're seeing there.
Done something, but what does a man do when he faces certain death? That is the instinct that took over. I was about to die. I was about to be eaten and crapped out on the Mississippi mud with the doe in a day or two. I don't know what I did for the next 5 seconds because that is all the time that I had.
Now this next one is by, of course, Dogman Encounters. It's a Dogman Encounters in England. And it's episode 448, and of course it's by Dogman Encounters Vic, which is the nicest human that will ever exist probably in all of eternity. He is so nice, y'all. Y'all really need to listen to him.
Jamie, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on, Vic.
Well, thanks so much for coming. We appreciate your time. Jamie, please give us a brief bio on yourself.
I'm 50 years old, from the UK. I've lived in Suffolk all my life. I was born in Ipswich, and I now live about half an hour away in a small village just outside Bury St Edmunds. I spent 30 years working on the farm, and now I'm a truck driver.
How do you like living in a small village?
Well, that's sort of how I've lived the whole of my life, really. I was brought up on a farm just outside Ipswich, and I sort of live in a similar place now, even though it's not on a farm, but it's, sort of, I prefer more rural to town life.
I don't blame you. Yeah, I feel the same way. It's nothing like living out in the country.
Oh yeah, no, it's I like opening the curtains and seeing trees and fields rather than somebody else's house opposite and someone else looking out the window at you.
Definitely. Only problem is when you have things like coyotes keeping you up at night, but yeah, I'll take that any day for the positive sides of it.
Or Dogman!
Well, there's no coyotes or anything in England, though. You just get an owl or a pheasant now and again making a noise at night.
Well, that's not bad at all. You've got it made then.
Yeah, that's not too bad. Not too bad.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Work. I'd started working on a farm, so this would have been around 1995. This was either Christmas Eve or it was a couple of days before Christmas, because it was my last day of work before I finished for the Christmas holidays. And I was ploughing a field which would have been, from the first sighting that we saw, it would have been about 2 or 3 miles away, so not that far, just sort of 2 or 3 miles as the crow flies. I was over in the field. It would have been about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, obviously near Christmas, so it was getting dark. I was ploughing, so I had my lights on the tractor, and all I can remember, something came out of the hedge, and it was on all fours, and it ran across this quite a big field. It was probably, the field I was in was like 30 acres, and it ran across this field, but it almost had giant sort of strides, and it sort of almost galloped, I suppose, but it was on all fours, but it just went across this field like you've never seen, just the speed of it and the sort of strides it took. And it wasn't, the only thing we have a fox, which is obviously the size of a sort of medium-sized dog, or a deer, and it wasn't either of those two things, because you see those sort of things all the time. So to this day, I could not explain what that was, but that was black, and that just went across the field. It just ran, and because I had my lights on, you could see, but it kind of kept around. It kind of was in the sort of just outside the sort of circle of light that was on the tractor. but you could still see it just run across the field, and then it just disappeared into the darkness. And
I know y'all like to see videos of Dogman, so I saved the best for last. This is called the Californian Dogman by Bigfoot's Testimony.
In California, it shows an unknown creature. This footage was taken by a man in California. It shows an unknown creature that resembles a large wolf or dog of some kind. The creature in the footage has since been named the CASHAPP Dogman. A cryptid hunter by the name of John Lisson, who lived nearby, saw this footage and decided to go and investigate this so-called Dogman. John has since gone missing. A 3-day search turned up nothing and came to an end. However, a kid was riding his BMX 1 month later, found a GoPro in the same parts as where John was said to have been last spotted alive. The kid handed the GoPro into the police, but not before one of the kid's friends saved and uploaded the only image that was on John's GoPro to the internet. This is that image.
Have you ever had an encounter with a Dogman? I would love, love, love to hear your stories. Email me, all right? I want to hear your story, whether we can record it. You can record it, send it to me. You can email me your story, and I'll read it out loud. Whatever you feel comfortable with. We can do an interview over the phone. Whatever you want to do. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe. Press that notification bell when you do subscribe, because I upload these videos very often. And until the next time, bye.